vengeance and hatred can consume you if you believe that to be your reality.
Ooh.
Oof. Yeah, exactly. So Shuri, she was allowing vengeance and hatred to consume her. She said, I want to burn down the world because I lost my brother and I couldn't do anything about it. It's not fair that he's gone. Spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah, we forgot to say that. Heavy
It's
spoilers.
been out a while. You should have watched it by now anyway.
And if you're watching this, tough shit.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so she's like, I want to burn down the world. And she was consumed by vengeance and hatred. And her reality was, she believed that her reality is, I need to like avenge my brother's death, right? I need to like, fuck all these people. I'm going to take them down because it's not fair that da-da-da. And the other guy, I can't think of his name now, the bad guy, Namor was the same. He was like, you all took, my mum away from me or whatever. You took our land away. I'm going to seek revenge on you, and I'm going to look, and I hate everyone, and I hate the people who live on land and not the people who live in the water, my people. I hate everyone outside of my thing. And it was pure vengeance because he believed that his reality was, because you've done this or because that thing happens, it means that I have to act and be and show up in a certain way. And I think there's a really strong message in that, because the story then becomes about, Shuri, do you wanna live through your vengeance and your hatred, or do you want to choose something else? And there's a really powerful message in that.
I also like I like the villains most of the time. That's who I'm rooting for. I really enjoyed Child of No Love because he's got a good axe to grind. He's pissed off about something that's worth being pissed off about. Yeah, I can get down with that as a decent story. If it was just I'm a big bad guy and I'm gonna kill everyone, it's a bit stupid. But I really enjoyed how he's exercising leadership in his little community, and they're following him for a reason. They're following him because he took a stand for, hey, we're not going to let people fuck with us. The Spanish conquistadors who came to their island, he was like, nah, not having that. Kill all of you lot. Oh, what did that guy say to him? Like, you're cursed or some shit.
Yeah, you're cursed. You're like you're the devil. Basically, is what he was saying.
And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna lean into that. But that's just a story thing that I liked. But it's pointing us in the direction, or what I got from it was like, when people say, oh, you're such a good person, or you're such a bad person, what do you want to do with that, bro? Yeah, you're gonna make it mean something about you, or you're just gonna whatever, that's your opinion. Because one thing I liked about Namor is like, he's got his own conquest in mind. Like, he's not trying to fit in someone's box of how he should be getting down. Then he was open to a truce and open to learning. And this is a big life lesson for me. I was on a similar revenge path. I didn't quite take it as far as him. I mean, okay, I wanted to, but one of the things I liked about this story is it's pointing us in the direction of, for you to drop your victimhood requires you getting your ass kicked. I think that's a very important thing. Like, victimhood is the story of, I'm so hard done by. Everyone should feel sorry for me. Fucking, the world's so hard. Yeah, it can be. And that's victimhood. And that's, look how powerful Namor was because of victimhood. But even greater things are capable or possible for him when he drops the victimhood.
Yeah.
And that's a big lesson for everyone. Like, vengeance is victimhood. It doesn't matter what it is. Those two things are the same. Vengeance and victimhood are exactly the same. So I liked that part of it. And also the lead character, what's her name?
Shuri.
I liked the way that Killmonger came up to her in her vision. And she didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because she didn't like who she was being.
But that's it, right? Because it's the same about what you were just saying about Namor. The vengeance and the hatred it's victimhood. She was being a victim to the circumstance that she was probably the only person in the world who could have helped her brother. Shout out to T'Challa, R.I.P. But she couldn't. And she was being a victim to that. She couldn't create the antidote for him. She couldn't save him. She was being a victim to it. And because she was being consumed by the vengeance, and the hatred, and she was creating that as a reality. When she went into the ancestral plane, she didn't get to see her ancestors. She got to see Killmonger, and he was sick in the head. And he even said to her, like, you know, do you want to do this like I done it? I came for everyone. Do you want to do it like me? And she didn't want to talk about it because she knew that she did.
And that's a good point, right? And take racists, for example. Are they proud about the way they live? Like, I don't see racists broadcasting hate speech on YouTube or like live streaming like, hey, I'm on Instagram, just want to say fuck black people, fuck Chinese people, fuck you. I don't see that very often, if ever.
True.
There's a shame involved in hate. There's a deep shame in it. That's why these people aren't parading. You know, like, I got a sick story about crazy ex-girlfriend, right? I don't see her like parading around saying, hey, I did do these fucked up things to this guy.
Right,
like,
right, Facebook posts about it.
Yeah, I don't see like I'm celebrating myself because I hurt this person, I humiliated them. I never see that. A lot of people who've done like, I've spent time with people who do illegal things for a living. I don't see them like shouting about it. They've got kids. They're trying to do all they can to make sure the kids don't find out.
True.
And when Shuri goes to the like, when she's being with Killmonger, she's seeing herself in him and being like, fuck, I don't want anyone to know that I'm like him.
Yeah, so true. And she learns from it. That's the thing, because at the end of the film, I mean, we spoiled half of the film at this point, so we might as well just spoil the ending. She chooses not to kill Namor.
Yeah.
She chooses to approach it with love. She chooses not to be Killmonger and be more like T'Challa would have, which is loving. He would have given him a pass and said, look, I'm not gonna kill you, but we're gonna make an agreement. We keep to our truce, and we become, you know, partners, whatever you want to call it. And that was sick. And do you know what the other bit that was sick in the film was? It was one scene, right, where Queen Ramona and Shuri are sat at the beach before Namor appears, right? And they're talking about T'Challa and like the remembering him. And Ramona goes like, oh, Ramonda or Ramona? Can't remember now. I lost the plot. Anyway, so she says, yeah, like I can sense him there, like there's a loving energy. And Shuri goes, yeah, that's just a construct of your mind. He's not actually there. It's a construct of your mind. And what she's pointing at is you're remembering him the way that you want to remember him. And then you're finding comfort in that, but it's just your thought. It's just the construct of your mind. It's not actually him. It's your construct of your mind that you're seeing the comfort in. So it's coming from you anyway. And then Queen Ramonda flips it onto Shuri. She goes, what's your construct of your mind saying about him? And it's like, fuck, man, I should have saved him. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like it was the opposite. And it ties into the full arc of the story now that I think about it. In like, she was pointing Shuri at the fact, like, you're creating this hatred, this vengeance, this seeking for, I need to avenge my brother, this pain. You're creating that for yourself. It's a construct of your mind that is creating that. That's a subjective reality. It's not the objective reality. The objective reality is neutral, right? And she's painting the picture of hatred and vengeance and and going on this cascade. Does that word work in this sentence? It's not the word I was looking for. Tirade, whatever. She's going on this thing, this journey of like, oh, I need to like, you know, all of this. And what they're pointing at in that scene, and I think really powerfully, is it's just a construct of your mind, as is everything. Everything is a construct of your mind. The way you receive anyone, the way you receive any situation, the way that you respond to anything, you're only responding to your own construct of your mind about that situation, about that given event. That's powerful, man. Because if we all see that, like with truth, capital T, truth, how powerful is that?
It reminds me of what Keith was saying yesterday. Like, there is this one truth, which is the way you see your world becomes your world. We could say it like that. And the way you see your world is based on thought, your thought, construct of your mind. And I was having a conversation with someone yesterday after my session with Keith. And she goes...
Keith's our mentor, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
In case anyone doesn't know.
He's not going to be on the podcast anytime soon.
He might be. I doubt it. But
I doubt it. He's having trouble. He's having fucking tech problems as it is.
Internet problems.
So I had a conversation with someone afterwards, and she goes, oh, it's crazy. You told me your story, and like all of this stuff that's happened to you, how are you just telling me so openly? I'm like, because it's all thought.
And this is the sick thing, right? Because what he was saying is like, we all have the cure, or he was saying the medicine, the cure, something like that. So tie it back into the Shuri thing, because that's the example we're rolling with. If Shuri could see that her seeking for vengeance and the hatred that consuming her was a construct of her mind, and that she didn't need to buy into it, she would be free from the narrative that that's the way that she needed to live her life. That's the medicine.
Bingo. And for me, how it worked was like, so what one of my first ever mentors said, if you're going to choose to believe something, the least you can do before you commit yourself to believing it. So my thing was, I'm going to kill these people so that I feel better about what they did to me. The least you can do is look in the opposite direction. Okay, so not killing them is not going to make me feel better. What would make me feel better? And it's just that, like that, I got to kill them to make me feel better, or like balance the scales, or like to be able to forgive myself. That's a construct that I was living by. It's a thought out of thousands that I've decided is true. And when it comes to stuff like this, like I had another one, like I got to make a certain amount of money to prove to myself that I'm successful, or prove that I'm worthy of some love or praise or whatever. And it's really funny because like none of these things are inherently true, and you get to decide what's true for you. And if oh yeah, when I create £1 million, then I'll be worthy of my own love, is true, then I will never get there. And then when I do get there, it will be hollow because it was never true in the first place. The truth is that love and worthiness is already there. You can have it now. And this is another thing I got out of my session with Steve. He said this really funny thing. He goes, if you can go and get me half a cup of love, I'll give you $20 million. He goes, I'll give you 20 million quid. You give me half a cup of, what is it? Half a cup of, quarter of a cup of worthiness. I'll give you 20 million quid. I was like, shit, all right. Challenge accepted. He goes, I don't know where they sell this stuff, but I'll give you it. I was like, all right. Yeah. It was funny because like what his point was, it's created. So her vengeance thinking, vengeance isn't out there. You can't go and get it. You have to create it. It has to come from you to be able to for you to be able to have it. I think it's a great, but same with love, same with fear. Anything. All of these things that we think are real or real to us has to be created.
Love that, man.
Sick, innit?
It's so powerful because it's like it shows us the role of choice that we have in the matter. Like, again, going back to that scene, right? Queen Ramonda is choosing to feel the love and the comfort in the loss of T'Challa, whereas Shuri was choosing to see the vengeance and the hatred. And it's like, the choice is there. Which one do you want to take?